This one's for you, Scott. That one's for you, Scott, for this morning. My man Scott, the bearded picker. Fellow Nickelback fan. Unapologetically Nickelback fan. Scott, the bearded picker. Let it be known. Josh Galt 2, Josh Vandermeulen, a.k.a. Josh Galt. Welcome, everyone, to the live broadcast. My name is Josh. If this is your first time here, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm wearing my glasses. When I wore my glasses the first time, my views were like double. So is it the glasses or I don't know? Welcome, everybody, to the live broadcast. My name is Josh. I am the co-founder of List Easier Artificial Intelligence and List Easier, the document. This is our road to $100 million worth of listed product. We are on the way there, slowly grinding forward, trying to hit that big number of 1 million, 1 milli. By June 20th, I think we're going to get there. I really think we're going to get there. And List Easier Artificial Intelligence is what is allowing us to do it. We are taking Mike Seller's inventory. We dug a little hole in the back of his warehouse and we are listing it for him. So that's not actually what's going on. We are listing inventory. We're listing books. We're listing media. We are listing clothing. We're listing it all. We're going crazy with this. Today, our inventory arrives. I am pumped for that. The room is here. It might even happen during this broadcast. That would be awesome to do this live, have this thing show up here. So we always talk about what's changed in the past 24 hours. What has changed in the past 24 hours with the document? Number one change. This inventory, baby, it's going to be here any minute. It has crossed. It is in the Niagara region as far as I understand. We're just waiting for it to arrive. So that might happen live. Tow motor it in here, forklift it in here. I'm pumped for that. So that might be a change that's happened in the past 24 hours. We are listing. And as some of you may or may not know, one of the big things for List Easier is that we give back. So first, number one is we make it accessible to everyone by making it the most affordable, cheap, the best, everything. So the best price, list the most, yada, yada, yada. That's step one. But step two is to give back. So we sponsor events and we sponsor local sports as well. And how cool is this? One of the local sports teams had this, I don't know if you can see it, but had our name put on the jerseys. So I thought that was so cool. So I've got my own jersey here with you can see I'm number 34. So they made me a jersey with List Easier on it. I thought that was super cool. So I've never ever had that. And when I saw that, it was like one of the times where I was like, man, I feel super honored and that's so awesome. So that was super, super awesome. So that's a big change in the past 24 hours. So I showed up here and I was like sporting my gear. That's awesome. So I'm super happy about that. So that's a big change in the past 24 hours. For some reason, it just makes me so happy. Like I really feel good about this. Really makes me feel good. So that's happened in the past 24 hours. Aside from that, we're just going. But another big change is what we're going to talk about here. And that is Ryan Cohen and eBay and GameStop. This is still ongoing. So if you are following what's going on here, Ryan Cohen did an interview this morning, again, I think on Fox, with Charles Payne. And it was a good interview. It was interesting. I want to talk about that a little bit and what this kind of looks like for eBay and some of the things that Ryan Cohen said and what it looks like for GameStop. But I really want to focus in on what Ryan Cohen is saying here. So I'm not one of the Ryan Cohen fanboys or Jamie Iannone fanboys or anything like that, but there is some good, meaty stuff happening here, and I think we should talk about it because it may impact every single one of us as eBay sellers, founders, entrepreneurs, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, let's go into the numbers, and then we can start talking about things. We have 2 accounts live on eBay that are running these numbers right now. List easier _ records, list easier _ books. Right now, books is the active one. Heart us, save us as a seller. Watch what we're doing. You can watch the numbers go up. We have 28,014 listings live on those 2 accounts. There may be more down the line. I would imagine so. I should scroll down here and make sure my sound is okay. Is sound okay, everyone? Total dollar amount listed, almost $750,000. I think we'll hit that tomorrow or... tomorrow. It's going to be close. Maybe not till Monday. $723,160.31. We've done that in approximately 4 months' time. That's 122 days. Total revenue, $49,703.25. Very happy with this progress. Very happy with the numbers. I like how this is looking long term. I don't like how my camera's not centered. See, that doesn't feel like it's centered, but maybe it is. Maybe it is. Okay, whatever. It is what it is. Doesn't matter. Let's get into this topic today. Ryan Cohen. Take my glasses off so you can see my eyes. Ryan Cohen. For those of you who don't know what's going on, Ryan Cohen is the CEO of GameStop, symbol GME. GameStop, as you may remember, was a staple in every local mall when they would sell video games, hard copy video games, and the company itself was very poorly run. Now, let me get this straight. This is not Ryan Cohen's fault. He was not around when this was happening. But GameStop, in my opinion, was lazy, as in they were not transitioning to online. They were not innovating. They had directors and C-suite execs that were milking the company for whatever they could get, and rightfully so. This thing was teetering on the brink of bankruptcy until it turned into a meme. Short sellers like Citron and I think Hindenburg and Muddy Waters. There were a few. I don't know all of them. Again, I'm doing this off the top of my head. But short sellers noticed that this thing was circling the drain. So they did something called naked shorting. This is back in 2020, 2021, where you sell shares you do not own. And the idea is that GameStop was eventually going to go bankrupt and you would never have to buy those shares back. So you're essentially selling shares that you never have to buy back. It's the reverse of investing. It's almost like uninvesting, but you can make a lot of money doing it. Very risky. The apes, essentially people like you and me, saw that there was a big short position. After a little bit of research, people started realizing that this was naked short selling, as in there were more shorts on the stock than could ever possibly be covered. So they created this fanboy rally and it broke these short sellers. The stock went to like $500 from $1 something or $5 and something. So it was this big, huge thing, and it kicked off the stock meme era. And this attracted Ryan Cohen, who is the former CEO of Chewy. And don't get me wrong, Ryan Cohen, he does know what he's doing. He's not stupid. He is the co-founder or the founder of Chewy. It was a pet food company. It did exceptionally well. He's a Canadian boy from Montreal. And he got involved in GameStop and turned this company around-ish. So what GameStop started looking like was a holding company, and Ryan Cohen was essentially raising money for who knows what. The thought was GameStop was going to be like a Berkshire Hathaway, bringing in a portfolio or becoming this holdings company that brought in a portfolio of profitable companies. And GameStop was essentially going to be like Berkshire Hathaway, and Ryan Cohen was going to be the next Warren Buffett. And maybe he could be. I don't know. I don't even know if he wants to be. It doesn't really matter. Cohen has very pointed words towards eBay. And that came out in the Fox interview this morning with Charles Payne. And I have to say that Cohen was a little bit warmer to the interview than he was on the CNBC interview. So he's got a beef with CNBC. But in this discussion today, I don't know if you've seen it or not. If someone wants to link to it, they're welcome to. He essentially said that he was not pleased. Like, I don't even want to, I'm in a weird position here because I don't want to say the things that he was kind of saying about eBay management because, we work very closely with eBay. I don't bite the hand that feeds me, but he was very vocal and pointed with his criticisms of the eBay executive group. I call it the C-suite, right? The corporate suite, the executive suite. He believes in his mind that eBay has done the lazy thing. They're picking the pockets of their sellers as opposed to growing outward. And when he speaks, you can see him, this is, I think, where his genius is. He's lining everything up. And when you hear him talk, it makes me wonder if this might actually happen. I don't know. And now I'm on the fence. I was before for sure no, and now I'm on the fence because he is appealing to sellers. He's essentially saying it's not fair the way things have been run. It's not fair. It's created like a bad aura or vibe on the platform. It's not fair to existing shareholders. They have potential to go after hundreds of billions of dollars worth of revenue, he believes. They have the potential to cut their marketing budget because it's ineffective. He's saying all these things. And pundits largely agree with him. It's just whether or not he's the one to do it. And he doesn't seem overly concerned. He's like, no, we can definitely do it. So the secondary concern, and this is what I brought up the other day, is that how are they going to fund this? It's going to go through dilution and everything else, which is probably what's going to happen. They'll have to dilute their stock and everything else to make this work. But if he's right, and there are hundreds of billions of dollars on the table here, that if eBay could potentially become this company that's worth hundreds of billions of dollars, he'll find the financing. Like, he'll find it. Follow the money. If there's that much opportunity to get that much return, follow the money. I mean, to talk my own book here. If List Easier became a native tool inside of eBay and it was free for everyone, that would super juice their revenues. It would make their database more accurate. And I was thinking about that too. And I'm thinking to myself, how could they raise those revenues? Probably a big thing would be looking outside of the US market, probably fulfillment centers. I read that this morning, GameStops, where you could bring in things for authentication, PSA authentication, collectibles authentication at the GameStop. And that would also serve as like a return center and a fulfillment center. And these GameStops could do that because they already have all the infrastructure. So the idea is not super wayward or far-fetched. And he says things that I like to hear. And I don't know if they're being said because I like to hear them or if this is actually going to happen. He's saying things like, we need to have a founder mindset with eBay. We need someone who has a founder mindset, who cares about the direction of the company. The thing he said today was that the shareholders of GameStop, or like the senior shareholders of GameStop, so the executives, they're putting their own money in. They're not taking salaries. They're not getting paid. They believe in the company's mission. Whereas, eBay, it's mostly like, how much can we pay ourselves? What's the most we can possibly pay ourselves and get away with it? These are his words, not mine. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Are we still here? Are we still here? What happened? In and out, in and out, in and out. Are we here? Something is happening inside. Are we here? Yeah, okay, we're good. I don't know what's going on here. I think there's a storm or something. I don't know why I see it on the TV, got kicked out too. It is what it is. So I don't know. This is very, very possible. Could very well be happening. Choppy and no sound. It's cutting in and out. Well, that's not good. Well, this isn't good. The stream was going so well. What happened? Oh, well, it is what it is. So sound is out now. How about now? Well, we all just wanna be big rock stars, living hilltop mansions, 115 cars. Okay, we're good. Okay, then I won't touch it anymore. I won't touch it. I won't touch it. Sorry for the problems here. Everything is good, loud and clear. Might have had a little outage here. I don't know what's going on. So is this gonna happen? I don't know. I think for us, like right now, there's nothing we can do. So we can say maybe this, maybe that. There's nothing we can really do. But it would be interesting if they moved in the direction of fulfillment. That would be interesting. That would get items to customers quicker. I don't know that they could do it with used. I don't know. This whole thing is very, very interesting. You know what, though, at the very least, this is a great shakeup for eBay. So for those that are saying that eBay is in need of something like this, a shakeup, a wake up, some fresh blood, this has created a little bit of energy. So you go onto Reddit, everyone's talking about eBay now. The news on the news channels, I don't know if you watch the legacy news channels or not, I don't know. Look at this. This is OBS, everybody. OBS is cutting out. OBS is cutting out. OBS is cutting out. I might have to drop the stream. The internet is bad. It's not you guys, it's me. It's me. It's OBS. I can see everything is good here except for OBS. OBS is dropping frames. OBS is dropping the frames. Well, that's just a shame. Maybe I should drop. There we go. There we're green. I can see OBS dropping the frame rate. So this is an issue with OBS Studio. The internet here is fine. Everything is good. OBS is telling me how many frames they're dropping. So they're the ones slowing this whole thing down. Ryan Cohen can fix it for you. Keep trying. We'll make it through this. Thank you, Matchless. I appreciate you. So let's take this a step further. Let's take this a step further. What if it doesn't happen? What if GameStop backs out or eBay says no? I can see it dropping. OBS sucks. You suck, OBS. OBS sucks. You say it's better, but wait, it's coming worse again. It's whenever I speak of eBay cuts me off. Now, all of a sudden, this whole retail space is active. The online retail space is active. Amazon is noticing this. Walmart is noticing this. All the other like Poshmarks and Mercaris and the littler guys, they're seeing what's going on. eBay is already grabbing Depop. Whoa, all of a sudden, merger and acquisition activity, it's happening. It's going down. If you're a Walmart and you're kind of sitting on the edge here, wondering whether or not to get into the used market or Amazon wanting to get into the used market, wait a second. Now, all of a sudden, we're seeing some very strong merger and acquisition activity because this is not only eBay. You got eBay, Golden, PSA, GameStop coming together. It's like it'd be like a super retail company if it was run correctly. That now becomes a threat to some of the bigger players. And Ryan Cohen has said it himself. There's no reason Amazon should be in the number one spot. eBay should be. and I think I can get them there. Whether he can or not is a different story. That's bold. That's some bold conversation that's happening. You know, Josh is getting suppressed. No kidding. No kidding. It's going to drop again here. I can see the numbers going down on the frames. OBS is not my friend right now. It is what it is. Okay, let's get into the chat. Hopefully this gets better, but I can see the frame rates dropping back and forth. It's going to be laggy and choppy and crappy. I almost have half the mind because this is such an important topic to just drop this whole broadcast like this. I go from perfect, all green, to red, to drop, to on again. Let's go to the chat. Lou says, good morning, Pilot Galt. I'm getting there, Lou. It's a lot of work. There's no such thing as becoming a little bit of a pilot. It becomes a lifelong commitment. 100% a lifelong commitment, becoming a pilot. And I am here for it, but it's intense fire hose of knowledge. So like the fire hose is blasting me with knowledge. I study 2 hours a day, every single day, usually from 4 till 6 in the morning. And I'm doing this. I'm going to see it through. I'm going to make it happen. So thank you, Lou. Appreciate you. J.R. Rodeffer says, strange, I'm here on time. J.R. is busy. Flip It Good says, hello. Good to see you. Lucky Flying says, hello. Look, all new look. Awesome. How cool is that? That's the coolest. Eric Gunta says, hey, what's up, Eric Gunta? Welcome. Gonna drop again? Is it? What's up, Canadian? Didn't sound like 3 days grace. We were talking about that too. I've never seen OBS do this before. It's dropping like thousands of hardwire internet, or your bit rate is too high, or your hardware is seeing a bottleneck. How though? How is this possible? Everything is out right now. TV, the cameras are out. We never have this problem. So I don't know what's going on here. It's outage somewhere. Oh, aloha, says Spam Banshee. Aloha to you. Love Nickelback, said Beard. Not ashamed, and don't bend to peer pressure. We're too old for that. 100%. Mike Seller says, hello, Josh and chat. Good to see you, Mike. Welcome. SSK Promo says, hey, Josh, and hey to everyone that is not Josh. Good to see you. SSK, welcome. Welcome. Now we're dropped again. It's your computer. The problem is when this happens, you lose your flow. So I don't even know what's coming through and what isn't, because there's like a 30-second lag and everything else. So I don't know. Frustrating. We got to keep going. Next episode will be brought to you by Bop. What are peers? J.R. Rutherford. Peers? Friends. Peers are friends. Mike Seller says, I'm getting quotes as we speak about getting the hole plugged. So I can't get back there and take your inventory. Best song ever written, says SSK Promo to Corey. Josh, you are too old to play youth sports. It's the only sports I can win in, though. Matchless Media says, howdy, good to see you. Quirky Picker Chad says, ahoy, good to see you. Lee Smithy says, Ryan Cohen's interview by CNBC was cringy. I felt sorry for the interviewers. I think there's a long history of animosity there, Lee. So if you watch CNBC interviews, outside of when they were talking to Ryan Cohen, they were just mocking and slamming nonstop. So they're throwing their daggers, needling him, and then they bring him on to try and embarrass him. And he's just basically like, I'm going to embarrass you. I don't even care. So it was weird. I think it's weirder for us because we're eBay sellers and we're like, I don't know. We don't know as much about the GameStop saga and all this long-standing animosity and everything else happening on the media circuit with Ryan Cohen or the GameStop execs. So for us, it looks cringe, but apparently this is a long-standing beef that's happening there. Classic Phase says, hello, Josh and everyone. Good to see you, Classic Phase. Lag says hello. Good to see you, Lag. Josh Graff, diamond hands, rocket ships, meme investors is not what eBay needs long term. It is interesting, Josh, because I think that with all that momentum that was happening with the meme stock and everything else, I think Ryan took advantage of that and used it to really leverage some growth into the company. Like, hey, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm going to take it. So I think he did that. I also think that the eBay thing is a once in a lifetime opportunity, and he's going for that as well. I mean, he did build Chewy. I don't know enough about the guy, but I also sometimes feel like, I don't know, change, you know, we've all been saying this for a long time, like something's got to change. And it's like politicians. You don't ever want to hang your hopes on a politician because they'll tell you whatever you want to hear, and then they just do something completely different. And you're like, wow, I supported this person. Now they're different again. So that could be the case here too. But, if you feel like, sometimes you feel like something needs to change in order for this to be robust and healthy. And I wonder if this is it, or if it comes from within. I don't know. What is everyone else's opinion on this? Are you happy with, I mean, especially the people who've been on for 20, 25 years? Are you satisfied, dissatisfied? Are you feeling like there's a lot of opportunity or not so much opportunity? I personally feel like on eBay right now, there's a ton of opportunity. I feel like there is so much opportunity. So the GameStop thing kind of scares me a little bit because I don't want any outside forces jeopardizing the growth that we're experiencing with this. That's my honest take. Now, I think a lot of people can say that. There will be people that say, no, we need change. We need change now on the eBay platform. But what businesses really need is stability, not rapid change. And we've seen a lot of rapid change in the past 5 years, and everybody wants, in my opinion, stability, or growing businesses want stability. So that's what I want. So no matter what happens here, I just want it to remain stable. The thing that scares me is if someone comes in here and says, hey, now we're doing this, this, and the other thing, delete all that, remove this, move that over there. We've had that already the last 5 years or so. So that's the thing that makes me apprehensive. That's what makes me apprehensive. I want to continue as is, but better. I do want more market. Like we want more market share. We want more market. We want more buyers, more customers. Of course, we want the platform to be trusted. I want all those things. I better make sure my sound is still on. Better make sure I'm still talking to everybody. Michael Burry is a big investor, or was a big investor in GameStop. He sold everything because he doesn't want more dilution. He doesn't want a big, huge company like eBay in the portfolio. CrossFit George says, yeah, you'd have to watch the 2 interviews he did yesterday to get a good understanding of what he's doing. Definitely, there is a lot of animosity there. If you watch CNBC when Ryan's not around, they're just trashing him the entire time. I'm sure he knows that, and he doesn't feel great going on there and then buttering their bread, licking their boots saying, oh yeah, and we're going to do this and we're going to do that. He essentially said he put the deal on the website, and then he called those people out because they didn't even read the prospectus on the site. And he called them out and they got caught on it. And I don't know. That's a whole game or whatever else. For me, I'm like, guys, there's billions of, Can we put that stuff behind? There's like billions and billions of dollars on the line, and like my livelihood, our livelihood. So it's interesting. No matter what happens, we're all going to be okay. But it's very interesting to see this happening. Like says, like hasn't been using the Reddit handle Roaring Kitty for a few years. It's funny. Chicken Toad is asking if it's raining buckets in Alabama. Luke Coin says GameStop is up 3%. eBay is up 2.5%. I think the deal is somewhere around $125 per share for eBay. I do believe we're still at a discount for that. Why am I saying that? Because so 108. So it's approximately $17 discount to the closing of what the deal would be. So approximately 10% discount on what the deal would close at, or 12% discount. That's telling you that little bit of arbitrage, that the market is not certain that this deal is going to close. If it was at $125 or $124, the market would say, yes, 100% this deal is closing. But at 108, there is still risk. So if you knew something, somebody else didn't, you could buy eBay stock, make 12% off of it if you knew it closed. Or if you knew it wasn't going to close, you could short the stock and capture all the value on the way down as the deal fell through. That's a risk. You'd really have to know what was going on. CrossFit George says, what eBay needs is someone that won't take a salary and get rid of all the stuff not needed to run the company. Perhaps the free executive bar that eBay is paying for might not be needed. There is definitely someone looked at things and said, we can extract more value from our existing customers. And this is eBay is, essentially it's software as a service. They don't, Ryan said it too, they don't have inventory. They have sellers who carry the inventory. So they could be, wildly profitable even beyond what they already are, in his own words, not mine. Now, I don't know how this sits with Jamie Iannone and the executives and the board that are with eBay now. I mean, if I were an executive, I wouldn't want to hear that, the incoming person saying we need to get rid of these guys. So I wonder how they feel about that, or how that messaging is being received. But Cohen wants to come in with a founder mindset. That's not what's happening on eBay right now. Right now, it's like we need to extract more value from our existing users. So they're already here. We know that they're using the platform. They are high intent users. They are repeat customers. I forget what they call it. Enthusiast customers, I guess. That's you, the sellers, not the buyers. Those are your customers. And we know that they are dependent on us. So whether we extract this much or that much, they're still going to be there. That is kind of the way things have been going. I think that what Cohen is saying is, we want to grow the customer base. We want to give Amazon a run for its money. So is that naive, or does Cohen know the eBay business a little bit more intimately than we think? I believe he's an eBay buyer. I think he's on eBay a lot. I see the stuff he wears. You can only find that stuff on eBay. I think he's been on eBay a long time. I think he's been thinking about this a long time. Probably when he first started raising money, he probably saw an opportunity, I believe. Let me put this in my own opinion. If the right person comes along, I do believe you could give Amazon a run for its money, because eBay is an incredible platform. And there is a lot of opportunity there. I believe that. Rob Special Interest says, hello, good to see you. Looks like our connections are all stable now, so we did make it through the rough patch. Scott is listing away. Dusty's Discovery says, snowing here. Boo. Boo. CrossFit George says GameStop shareholders are exactly what is needed. They are the largest personal shareholders of any stock in the S&P. No other company has more direct owners of a company than eBay. Yeah. eBay, I think Meg Whitman, so she's a few CEOs ago, she was very, in my own personal opinion, she was very like founder mindset, community oriented. We're all going to win together. That kind of, keep our sellers happy, keep our buyers happy. All that was her thing. And I think along the way, and this happens to every company, every big company, but consultants come in, you hire consultants to do everything. And those consultants look to maximize. So they look to minimize cost, but maximize profit. And it's very easy just to charge another few percent. I mean, just promoted listings, that's another 10% out of every sale. You don't have to do the hard thing and look for more buyers. Just charge the people that are on there another 10%. Now you have the AI listing software, like let's list easier. Let me talk my own book for a second. List Easier has sent $300 million worth of product to eBay. For eBay, that will wash out to around $100 million in revenue. What if everyone had access to that listing software? What if it was free? What if instead of just me talking about it, eBay was talking about it? Use this, and it makes their database more exact. What if now all of a sudden eBay listings are at the top of Google searches across the board because they're ranking so high versus Amazon listings? What if fulfillment is as quick as what Amazon's is? This is, I think, what he's thinking of. I don't know. It's not the way it's been going. So maybe it's going to change. I don't know. Change is, I mean, the way it's framed, it sounds great, CrossFit George. But as a seller, it's a little bit nerve-wracking because for many of us, this is our full-time business. And for many people here, they've been doing it 20 or 25 years, 15 years, 10 years, blood, sweat, and tears building these businesses. And then you feel like, what's going to change now? Chicken Toad says the power's going to go out in Alabama. And to flip, it says the GameStop thing is getting too much airtime. Check Cohen's bio. There's talk of stock manipulation, and there's a massive bonus if he can get the GME price up. Let's wait and see if anything real happens. The more I see and the more I hear, the more I see the activists, kind of shareholders within GameStop pull out because they don't want this. And Cohen is just like, no, this is right. We're going to go for this. The more I believe they are seriously intending on doing this. And when I look at eBay's big shareholders, the fact that they are primarily profit driven, this works out really well for them. This is a huge payday. So I don't doubt that there are people within big shareholders on eBay with Gulfstream dreams. This exit is huge. It's a fantastic return. So I think that they would want it to happen. And the GameStop shareholders are so enthusiastic, they're almost zealots for Cohen and the company itself, that they might support this too. I don't know. It's crazy. Too much airtime, maybe. I mean, it's been 3 days. Really, Monday, I think people are really starting to talk about it. Now we're seeing a second wind of stuff going on Wednesday. I think on the stock forums, everyone's kind of talking about this. This is like a David versus Goliath thing where this hasn't happened since the Michael Milken days. I think it's Michael Milken. Michael Milken went to jail for something. I think, anyway, this hasn't happened since the 80s where a smaller company like this has gone after a larger company, but they pulled it off in the 80s. It's feasible that this could happen. I do believe TD will back it. I think it might happen. CrossFit says, why does eBay need 11,500 employees? $2.5 billion spent to get 1 million new users, $2,400 per. That is massive mismanagement. In this day and age, though, CrossFit George, I believe customer acquisition costs, even on the internet, is extremely expensive. You're competing for ad space. I think also that eBay has been relying more and more on offsite conversions. We see that whole offsite market growing. So you don't have to be an eBay user. You don't have to go onto eBay. You can use the guest checkout and buy stuff off of Google. We're seeing that more and more. I think we'll see that more and more with AI as well, as people interact with AI and they start purchasing things through their AI. So they don't necessarily need the people on the site. And as far as the employees go, I can't really speak to that. We work directly with some of the eBay devs, and I think they're some of the best in the world. They've been absolutely incredible to us. I met a huge number of employees at eBay Open, privately at eBay in Toronto over the years. And these, in my opinion, or the card shows we go to, these people love the company. They care about the company. They're big on culture. I think they're excellent, incredible employees. I don't know about that, the employees versus revenue. What is how much revenue per employee? That's still got to be close to $500,000 per employee, right? Those numbers? I don't know. Revenue per employee would be the big one. If they're still doing $500,000 per employee, they're still doing pretty good, in my opinion. Hacking it to the bone. They've been doing that. They've been doing a ton of layoffs. eBay has moved a huge part of their U.S. Employee base. They've cut them and they've opened it up in Bangalore, India. So I don't know. They're actively cost cutting. It doesn't happen overnight. I don't know. I don't know if it's mismanagement or maybe it's a little bit of greed or maybe this is just how corporations go, because I've worked for corporations, large construction corporations. They all kind of go like this a little bit. The C-suite separates from what's actually going on in the company and they get paid remarkably well while everyone else kind of stays around where they are, or they get moved around like pawns. I don't know. Yeah, Mike, it's choppy. I know. Choppy. Corey says, worrying about billionaires making plays is like a farmer stressing about the weather. Sometimes you just got to do the farming because it is what you can control. 100%, this is all entertainment. This is us discussing what does it look like. We're talking about this, but we're not actually changing anything. So nobody here is like walking away and saying, that's it, I'm not doing it, or I'm so stressed, I can't do my business. This is chatty chat, but we got to still do our work every single day. 100%. That should not stop. That's the only thing that takes us to the next level. Lucky Find says something is happening. Is he being hacked? Insiders, says CrossFit George, are selling as of the 1st. If they believe so strongly that they can grow the company, why are they selling? Insiders on eBay are probably selling because they want money. They want to get paid. Stock is up double. It's like up 300% in the last 5 years or something. That's why they're selling. Now, the other part of your sentence there is, if insiders of eBay believe they can grow the company, why are they selling? Because they don't believe that. They see a huge gain and they want the money. That's it. Make no mistake about it. It's not founder mindset at eBay. We don't even, as sellers, we know that. We don't expect that. We've met all these people. That's not what's going on. It's an established, massive corporation. So I think that those people aren't stupid. They see huge gains. They look at their balance sheets and they see a lot of opportunity to make a lot of money in a short period of time, which makes their own personal life a lot more comfortable, and they take it. They see vacations in Hawaii. They see seats on Gulf Streams and, a new car in the driveway. And they are not stupid. They're going to take advantage of that. They know that this might not be a long-term thing. And, a lot of people in the senior level of eBay are a little bit older. They're 50, 55, 60, 65. They're like moving into the part of their life that, they might be unwinding their career, in my opinion. Like says, Amazon FBA does very well. Walmart WFS is growing faster than anything. Why it's taking eBay this long to do fulfillment is just crazy. eBay's biggest disappointment is dealing with sellers. One of the things that really bothered me, and I don't want this to be a knock on eBay, but it really, really bothered me, and it's something I spoke a lot about, is eBay has this very unique situation where you have hundreds of people across social media that are like eBay zealots, so enthusiastic about eBay. We love eBay and shouting from the rooftops. And that happened organically. And it's very, very rare. And that was a moment in time where eBay had a lot of attention and there was an opportunity for them to kind of foster that growth. I really think at that period of time, they should have taken those influencers, and not even just influencers. There were people that were literally like founder mindset, creating new systems and new ways of doing things. And it was breathing so much life into eBay, like tech and sports and daily refinement. Again, that whole, this is how you do things, that whole bringing a community together and let's get better together and everything else, take it for what it is on the surface. That was a massive opportunity. No one was ever contacted. Now, people in eBay are getting paid for social media interaction, for fostering that environment, for marketing and everything else. And here you have this organic machine that's generating billions and billions and billions of dollars, and you never do anything with it. Whatnot saw that, and Whatnot started paying these influencers to come over. And now Whatnot is turned into a multi-billion-dollar company. They used those influencers. All those people that went over to Whatnot early on, they were getting paid to do it, a lot of them. They got paid to go over there. Hey, if you don't want these influencers, we'll do it. Ask the ones here, the influencers that are in the chat. We got the emails. You'll get this much percentage of everyone that you bring over. We'll pay you $2,500 cash on the spot. We'll do this. We'll do that in the next thing. All these offers, and they did. They took that whole eBay community and they brought them over to Whatnot. Tons and tons of people do live Whatnot shows on your eBay channel. Now, was that wrong? No, it was genius. It was genius. And it's just a moment in time. So, and you see, even now, I know I'm talking my own book, but you see all this opportunity with AI where literally people are making fortunes. Like, it makes it so much easier. It changes how it's done. It's getting the community excited again. And what happens? You have big commerce reaching out, Wix, Shopify, Whatnot, all these companies reaching out, but you never hear anything from eBay. So I understand the frustration. I get it. And I hate to say it now, but now the eBay influencer thing is tired because they went in the direction of pulling more fees out of people. And a lot of people lost their businesses. So half the people even watching this show don't believe in it anymore. They're just like, I tried and it was just fees going up, shipping going up, and it sucks. A lot of people believe that. I'm not going to try any AI listers. I'm not going to try anything. I'm not pushing these buttons again. I don't want to do it anymore. My hand was bitten. I don't feel like it. But the social media influence has dialed back too. Views are down. It's just starting to change again. There's this new hype cycle coming in. Maybe Ryan sees that as an opportunity. maybe GameStop will take advantage of that. You know, for List Easier, if we had, and we kind of do, people use List Easier and they talk a lot about it. Like, we encourage that. We're like, this is incredible. Thank you. This is awesome. You know, I'm glad it's changing things for you. All this other stuff, like engage and talk and be part of it. Sponsor the events. Go there, see people, shake hands, meet them. This is a moment in time. It's a huge opportunity. Why they didn't do that, I don't know. I don't know. So there's just an energy that, you know, and you see it in GameStop, it's got that energy. It's from the ground up. It's this energy of people who believe in something, they're fighting for something, they want to be a part of something, and eBay had that, and it's gone. And I feel it's just starting to come back again. It's organically just starting to come back. And I want to be a part of that comeback. I really do. But, you know, do I think that eBay's going to reach out to us and be like, hey, can we make something happen here? Like, let's really do this. Let's make this a thing. Not in a million years. I don't think so. No. So I think Cohen, yes, though. I think, you know, a guy like that is going to like showcase sellers, showcase buyer, like really make it a thing. You can't, something that's very community based, you got to be a part of it. You got to show your face. You got to be a part of it. You got to listen to your customers. If your customers, 90% of them are upset about something and you just keep pushing that thing because you don't really care, you can't do that, you know? So I don't know. This is not meant to be a negative or a complaining thing, but there is something in the air here, and I can taste it. Something in the air. And it's the more you think about it, the more complicated it becomes because there are so many moving pieces. Okay, talking about the stream, how it sucks, I apologize. I think we're better now. CrossFit George says, the people running eBay bought $0 of stock in the open market in the last 5 years. eBay insiders sold more than 120 million in the last 5 years because that's what it is. The stock's going up. They don't have the founder mindset. You know, List Easier. We invest everything back into List Easier. Stuff like this, right? That is the founder mindset. You believe so much in what you're doing, you show up every single day and you're there. I'm doing this. We're going to $100 million. I don't care what anybody else says. It's happening and I'm putting everything into it because that's what I believe. You can't expect that from a company that's been around for 30 years and is generating billions of dollars a year. That's not the mindset they're going to have. And that's what he wants to change. Robinhood calls are up 20% today. Now they're up 33%. Robinhood calls moving. Lag says Amazon does FBA for used items. There you go. Yeah, see? So this, I mean, a conglomerate or a big push like this with enthusiast backing would give it a run for its money. It's possible. I can't say it's not possible. The sound is in California. 133.33 is where the interview starts. I think, George, you got to be a moderator to put the link in. Yeah, I know. It's eBay needs to up their live selling. They should be wiping the floor with whatnot. I can't give advice on what eBay should or shouldn't do. It's so complicated. There are so many moving parts right now. Live selling, AI, those are a couple big ones right there. AI buyer experience, all those integrations. Now there's GameStop potentially moving into the thing. They have their authentication, grading, fulfillment, like all these things are kind of going through the tariff stuff, the fulfillment centers, the import export centers, like shipping, managed payments, all this stuff happening. It's such a massive, complicated thing that I can't even be like, eBay should be doing this. I think that would be naive of me because it's just so massive. There's so many moving parts. And whoever comes after them, I just hope they realize just the scope of this is huge, huge. Only Finds Arizona says Ryan Cohen's call options on eBay will print and then the deal will fall through. Never trust a billionaire. I don't know. Landshark Picker says, I agree with Cindy. Why not go all in on it? Whatnot has proven the model. But Whatnot has a lot of debt. Whatnot has been able to do this because they keep going to the trough for more debt. eBay is profitable. If you were to, on paper, show me eBay and Whatnot, I'd be like, oh, eBay's much better business because they're profitable, they're slowly growing, and they're not going back to that debt trough over and over and over again. Whatnot is on like a Series F or Series E or Series G or something, funding rounds. What that means is in order to keep their valuation, they have to go back to investors and borrow more money. So Whatnot is growing and doing everything they can on debt, and that debt is expensive now. So is the model working? Is live selling the next big thing, or is it the big thing? Yeah, I mean, live selling is a huge thing for sure. eBay probably could invest a ton of money, and they kind of are, into live selling and replicate the results of Whatnot without the debt. Maybe they'll do that and they'll edge them away. Maybe they'll slowly pick away at their market share and then Whatnot will disappear. eBay is like a massive tank. It moves very slowly, but it sustains almost no damage. And eBay has built billion-dollar companies off of it. Like it's spun out multi-billion-dollar companies. That's how big eBay is. I always go back to this. Anduril. Anduril is like the top defense contractor right now, or one of them. Anduril used to be Oculus, which was sold to Facebook. Oculus only exists because the founder was fixing iPhones on eBay and selling them for a profit. Sam Parr, founder of Hampton Founder Club or Hampton Club. He started on eBay. Spanx started on eBay. Chris Camillo, I forget his name now. I think he's running a portfolio of $150 million or something, or crazy $110 million from Dub Money. He also started on eBay. He was buying and selling on eBay. Gary V, buying and selling on eBay. He's running the $60 million or $100 million VaynerX Media now. So many of these companies started on eBay. I am of the opinion that even like Poshmark, Depop, I'll put it out there, I'll say this, don't sue me. Poshmark, Depop, all these other companies, Mercari, they only exist because cross-listing took all this inventory off of eBay and put it on other sites, which created billion-dollar competitors, literally off of eBay's own inventory. The thing is, it's just so massive. Okay, I missed most of this. We're back from lunch. Sorry, everyone, that I couldn't get to your comments. I appreciate you. I also apologize for the issues that we've been having on the stream. We're a little bit in and out. With that, everyone, have a good one. We'll see you on the next broadcast tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard.